and other fans and whoever you got here, welcome to this presentation on this wonderful day of the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction at 0 degrees of Aquarius, synchronizing with the solstice. I am Agent 129, even though it says Agent 126 there, but I am Agent 129 here in Toronto, Canada. So it is the first day of winter here. It is the changeover from the longest night, the Divine Feminine here in the Northern Hemisphere, and I know it is Litha. It's the beginning of summer for all of you down under. It is the first day of winter here. It is Yule. So I'm sure everybody's talked about, knows about, and hopefully got out to see Jupiter and Saturn earlier this morning. Unfortunately, it was very foggy and cloudy here in Toronto, as it usually is, because I live right by the lake, and it's just the lake system. But hopefully you've seen it. You can watch it live. There has been live footage of it, and it will still be visible. It's not like it just disappears now. So I'm going to do a number of different things here. I wanted to talk about that there's also a big galactic alignment going on, not just Jupiter and Saturn at 0 Aquarius. And I wanted to talk about this Alluro, this magic box prophecy. And I want to thank Olga Morales and Yulia for presenting this. I was really enamored with it and really got into it and read the whole article, and it really clicked with me because they mentioned the Pleiades. And I've always aligned with the Pleiades and the famous star system, the 7 sisters that are at the last degrees of Taurus, at 28, 29 degrees Taurus, and the major star Alcyone, the central sun at 0 degrees of Gemini, now in tropical astrology. That is considered to be the central sun of our sun, okay? They mentioned the Pleiades being from a lot of indigenous cultures. I know the Lakota in North America, many different star systems in Africa. The Dogon people believe that the Pleiades were one of the major ETs that, you know, created human beings. And they mentioned Chaco Canyon. And when they mentioned Chaco Canyon as well as being a Pleiadian portal, I've been there twice and I really felt that energy. So I'm going to talk about those galactic alignments. I also had a friend of mine who, here's the actual chart here. So we can look at, this is the actual chart, Jupiter, Saturn at 0 degrees of Aquarius. And what I picked up on was this grand air trine of Jupiter, Saturn, trining. Again, we can see this is Alcyone, this is the Pleiades at 0 degrees of Gemini, now in tropical, and trining what's called the supergalactic center. Now, the supergalactic center is a giant galaxy M87. Astrologer Philip Sedgwick is kind of one of the main authorities about this. And he talks about it as it's like literally a time-bending thing. So it's not just that we're entering the age of Aquarius, you know, this year, which will continue on, you know, and it is a marker for the next 20 years. But there's this even bigger galactic alignment. That's what really got me excited, and the connection to the Pleiades. So if you really tune in. Now, my husband and my daughter and I got up at 4:30 in the morning. They made it an hour earlier. We went outside into our backyard, and we have a big, beautiful cedar tree, which cedars are considered sacred trees. We stood on the earth and we aligned with the Uluru indigenous people at that time in meditation. It was super powerful. I have to tell you this, my blood pressure was pounding, my heart chakra was pounding. And then you can keep connected to that energy in the dream time, you know, because the Aboriginals talk about, they are the experts at being in the dream time, and that all time is now. So I would strongly encourage you all to tune into this very galactic energy, like it's not just over now. I did post some Jupiter, Saturn, Aquarius meditations on my website, on my blog at infinitynow.wordpress.com. So we are moving from the sign of Aquarius, which is the symbol number 17 in this star here. So of course, for all Aquarians, this is your year. You've always felt like outsiders and very different and like nobody got you. But now you're going to be on the cutting edge, and you're going to be the leaders who are going to instruct and show the way for everybody else. But everybody has Aquarius somewhere in their chart. So of course, what you do want to look at is where 0 degrees of Aquarius is in your own astrology chart. You could also look at, you know, how it connects to those other, the grand air trine that I'm pointing out, if you really want to get galactic and you really want to tune into that energy. Okay. Now, of course, Mercury is also conjunct the sun today. You can see that on that chart. And Pluto is squaring Mars and Eris. So there's some heavy energies going on. There's also, I thought, very interesting that Lilith and Uranus being the governing planet in modern astrology of Aquarius, being conjunct Lilith in Taurus. So even though we're going into the age of Aquarius, it is ruled by Uranus in modern astrology. Uranus and Lilith together in Taurus is a very sensuous, very grounded, very radical, very women saying no, really insisting on equality. So, you know, if there's going to be a matriarchal kind of rebalancing, and I think those elders mentioned that the divine feminine needs to step up. And everybody has a divine feminine energy within them, whatever gender, non-gender, whatever it is you want to be described as. But so it's going to be a very grounded, very practical, very resource-based energy. Now, of course, Saturn in traditional astrology is actually the, you know, the traditional ruler of Aquarius. So things are still going to be pretty serious. You know, in traditional astrology, Aquarius is not connected to the radical, but to the kind of ideal of humanity, kind of like what the I Ching used to refer to as the superior man. That's a very patriarchal interpretation too. But anyway, so here is the card of Saturn in the tarot. It is the card of the universe, the number 21, where we reach the end of all of the journeys going from the Fool, the Zero card, through all the stages of enlightenment encountered in the 22 major arcana until we get to number 21, where we take responsibility for creating everything in our lives, and then we're free. And then we have to come back down to earth. We're ruled by Saturn, and we have to pay our taxes and do our laundry and all that practical, real 3D stuff. Now, speaking of 3D, of course, a lot of people are talking about going up into the 5th dimension, going higher. Some people say 6 dimensions, some people say 9 dimensions. You know, really have to figure this out for yourself. Now, the planet Jupiter, the planet of expansion and opportunity, is much better off expressing himself in Aquarius than he was kind of debilitated in Capricorn. And Jupiter in the tarot is the number 10 card, called the Wheel of Fortune. So Jupiter indicates that sense of trust, and things are moving forward, and optimism, and much more lighthearted in air. We are moving out of 200 years of being in earth signs. And again, I think other people have talked about the age of industrialization and, you know, being too focused on the material world, which actually in the tarot, the material world and the sign of Capricorn is the card of the devil, and the sign of getting, you know, the devil's bargain, caught in the devil's bargain, as Joni Mitchell mentioned in her famous song Woodstock. So we are moving out of being too manipulated, feeling like we're only 3D, and moving up into a higher dimension. You know, Aquarius is the higher octave of Mercury. But I really think it's interesting to think about that, because Uranus is the modern ruler, wherever Venus is, and she moves about, of course, throughout the year, wherever Venus is, she is the ruler or the final dispositor in a way of Uranus. So we have to look at those Venus cycles as well. And all right, now I wanted to just talk about a little bit about degree symbols. I'm going to talk about that. I wanted to talk about Saturn being in Aquarius and where it was in the past, because it's always good. Saturn rules the past. It's always good to look back at the past. So Saturn entered Aquarius just a few days ago, December 16th. It will be in Aquarius until March the 7th, 2023. Okay. The last time Saturn was in Aquarius was February 6, 1991 to May the 20th, 1993. So if you were born during that period, of course, you're having your Saturn return. And before then, it was January the 3rd, 62 to March 23rd, 64. So people were born in the beginning of the 60s generation, which of course Uranus and Pluto created in the 60s there when they aligned. And then before then, November 19th, 1932 to February 14th, 1935. Okay, now, something else I want to talk about here. Jupiter in Aquarius. Okay, now Jupiter is going to move very quickly through Aquarius. It will actually enter Pisces, which is the other sign it rules. So that's going to bring in a new energy when Jupiter enters Pisces. It's in the spring of 2021. I have to get used to saying 2021 and then right at the end of 2021. So we're going to get a little taste of, you know, really delving into our spirituality and our oneness when Jupiter enters Pisces. So the last time Jupiter was in Aquarius was January 6, 2009 to January 17, 2010. So you want to look back at what was going on in your life in those years. Okay, you've completed a 12-year cycle, 12 to 13-year cycle, and you're starting a new one. Before then, this is January 22nd, 1997 to February 4th, 1998. So again, if you were born during that year, you're going to have a Jupiter return, which is always very optimistic. Before then, February 7th, 85 to February 20th, 1986, February 24th, 1973, February 24th, 1973 to March the 8th, 74, March 16th, 1961 to August 12th, 1961. I wanted to mention there was something else here that I wanted to talk about. Oh yeah, that it's going to be in the Chinese calendar. It is the year of the metal ox. And of course, ox is like Taurus again. There's also going to be 7 major planetary cycles that I came across that will energize Aquarius, the 11th sign of the zodiac, okay? Again, Uranus was in Aquarius starting when the internet started, 1996 to 2003. And it will be there again in 2079 to 2087. Neptune was in Aquarius, 1998 to 2012. There's a lot of young people born at that point. Chiron was in Aquarius from 2006 to 2011. So again, look back at these times in your life and kind of get the sense of what was going on in my life while we were under these heavy Aquarian energies. Jupiter was conjuncting Neptune in 2009, and Jupiter was conjuncting Saturn 2020. Pluto was in Aquarius, or will be in Aquarius actually, from 2024 to 2044. Okay, now I also had, let's see, how do we continue on here? Yes, okay, a friend of mine, a Cal Jags, who is a shaman, a very high shaman in Sedona, Arizona. I asked him, my intuition was that he needed to be part of this, and he's a sound healer and a shaman. I asked him to create a Jupiter-Saturn Gong ceremony. And because everything is about sound and vibration, I thought it would be really wonderful for us all to sit and watch and feel this beautiful video that he made. It lasts about 5.5 minutes.
Sarah, we can't hear that.
Oh, shoot.
That's
I can't hear it?
This is what I was telling you about the sharing the button. So stop the share.
Okay, what do I do? Pause the share?
When you come back into the share, you have to click that button at the bottom that says sound.
Okay, now I can't see that.
No, it's not there now because you have to stop the share. You can't do it.
Okay, I have to stop the share. Okay, stop the share. Okay, where's the sound button?
Go back to exactly what you did before to begin that presentation. So start the share again.
Okay, share screen, okay.
Before you go any further, you see the box with all your window options, which
oh yeah, share sound, got it. Okay, great.
Now
okay.
Back to this, that's it.
So is it going now?
Well, play it now.
Okay. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Saturn, Jupiter together. Very intense, very powerful. It can be a wild ride. Enjoy.
Okay. So, Cosmic Intelligence Agency, that was very powerful. So I hope that you got that vibration there from Sedona, Arizona, amplified by the vortexes. Okay, now, oops, we don't want to do that again. Okay, hang on a second. Can everybody hear me again? Okay, so I just want to mention that, let's see if we can, whoops, nope, we don't want to do that again. Okay, hold on a second, let's get to the next thing. There we go. I want to mention that as far as these fixed stars are going, that Saturn and Jupiter are aligned with a fixed star called the Aquila, which is the eagle. And there was something very interesting that I came across about that. And it was kind of, you know, when you're scrolling through the internet, you find stuff by synchronicity, of course. Constellations are said to symbolize nations. Now, this is according to a book, an excerpt from a book by Moira Timms, a book, a chapter of astrological cycles in her book, Beyond Prophecies and Predictions. And she said, if a star map is superimposed over the Earth with the North Pole, that's Polaris at 28 Gemini, Ursa Minor, placed over the terrestrial North Pole, we have a celestial clock making one revolution daily. The noon point of that map, like Greenwich, is the Great Pyramid of Giza. Thousands of years ago, Egypt was known as the land of Chem. And the Kima were a group of 7 major stars in the constellation of Taurus, known today as the Pleiades. Okay, very interesting. Back to the Pleiades again. We can see in one of the most ancient cave drawings in the world, 30,000 years old, there is the constellation there with Pleiades, with Taurus, Orion, the major stars. You know, the pyramids are also aligned to the 3 major stars in Orion's belt. Now, if the map is placed with the Kima over the land of Chem, which is Egypt, specifically directly over the apex of the Great Pyramid, then Taurus falls over the Taurus Mountains of southern Turkey. Ursa Major, the Great Bear, rambles over Russia, and Russia's symbol is the bear. The head of Draco, the dragon, coils up over China, who's also always uses dragons as their symbols. Orion, the warrior, is over Iran and Iraq. Aries, the ram, is over Rome. And Capricorn, identified with the god Pan, falls over Panama, Panuco, and Mayapan, which is the old name for the Yucatan. Aquila, the eagle, spans the United States. And what is the United States symbol? It is the eagle. So where the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction is happening, you know, the analogies are so obvious, as above, so below. I thought that was a really fantastic reference to come upon. Now, I also wanted to talk about some degree symbols as well. Now, I know that following me here, there's going to be Linda Hill doing Sabian symbols with Yulia there. And here's a picture of the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction that happens every 20 years in New Science. This is the famous Kepler drawing of that. Okay. And this is the symbol of the age of Aquarius. Again, in the tarot, there's many variations on that. This is the card of number 17, the Star of Hope. I also came across an interesting reference that in the Kabbalah, the number 17, or every 17th degree is ruled by Venus. So if you have any planets at 17 degrees, you want to pay attention to that as well, ruled by Venus. Okay, the Star of Hope. So traditionally, or in modern, not traditionally, modern astrology, Aquarius was the star of wishes, hopes, and dreams. So we want to put out our new wishes, hopes, and dreams, okay, today. Okay, and then in Aquarius, these 3 cards represent the symbol of Aquarius. There's the star, this is in the Thoth deck, there's Saturn, and this is the court card or personality card of Aquarius. It's called the Prince of Swords. Okay, now, I'm going to talk about some Aquarius symbols here, degree symbols. I'm also going to do some tarot cards for everybody because I think I have to watch my time here. I'll pick cards for everybody representing actually what the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction means for you, really for the next 20 years. Okay, so for the first degree of Aquarius, we always go 1 up in the symbols. This is from John Sandbach. This is called the Chandra symbol. So it represents water, of course, because the Aquarius is the water bearer, the water bearer. Okay, now, in Hebrew, it's called Vav, Mem, and Beit. The angel is called Umabel. We work with angels, and it's about affinity and friendship. So the symbol for Aquarius number 1 is deciding to die. A vampire walks into the sunlight. Okay, so that's also called an omega symbol, called manifesting the experimental. And there's also a degree angel for that called Yazalel, heaven on earth, fidelity, loyalty, and allegiance, which sounds very Aquarian. So this degree is about the sacrificing of personal desires to a higher purpose. That's exactly what Aquarius is all about. When one way of life has worn itself out, it's time for a change. And why things have been so intense in 2020 is because this is the dying of the old patriarchal age. Okay, we know that. Okay, and that's why it's so intense. Okay, and it was also Pluto Saturn. So it's time for a change. The energy of this degree is about overcoming the fear of change. Now, overcoming fear is a really big thing. I know, naturally people are scared about COVID and dying and all that, but we have to get over the fear of change because fear is the big enemy. The energy of this degree is about overcoming fear of change and letting go of old patterns. So again, I think I was watching Louise, and letting go of the old, decluttering, old mind ways. This is Aquarius, changing your mind, the winds of change, the wild winds of change. There will be a lot of hurricanes. I know I saw that in Hawaii, the volcano blew up again, and that's really in harmony with this energy, because really when you align the planets with those big galactics, they create change down here. So that was an incredible synchronicity as well. It wants to bring whatever is hidden to light, this degree, and to find a way to fulfill true spiritual needs, okay? The brotherhood of man, the sisterhood as well. So the Chandra symbol for this degree is a two-headed calf, and we all have two selves. Now, all air signs are dual nature. Look at the symbols. So Aquarius, I always see the two symbols as waves of electricity. I know it could be seen as quantum waves as well, and as water, So the two-headed calf, we all have two selves, the conscious, objective self, and the unconscious or feeling self. On another level, as Eckhart Tolle describes it, the true self and the pain body. This degree recognizes the divisions that exist within the self, as well as the need to acknowledge and respect all the various aspects of one's being. Whatever parts of oneself we reject or are shadows, we inevitably come into conflict with. Now that is Saturn. Saturn rules the shadows. And the only way to resolve this conflict is to reach across our inner divisions, I wanted to say inner dimensions, and accept every aspect of who we are. This degree carries the message that completely opposite ideas can peacefully coexist. And I'll say, hell yeah to that, because we've been in this total opposition, and the oppositions are necessary. You need polarity. Our functioning universe operates on the polarity of complementary opposites. So the age of Aquarius is every individual has the right for their own way of thinking. And even though people are tending to oppose certain ways of thinking, I think everybody has a right to, I see somebody raise their hand, but I can't seem to see that for some reason. Okay, so everybody has a right to their own opinion. Okay, now, so the degree carries the message that completely opposite ideas can peacefully coexist and actually have the potential to enhance and clarify each other. I think that's a beautiful statement. So now he talks about Pleiadian symbols as well. Back to those Pleiades, the seven sisters in the desert, a way station to comfort travelers. And something else, he does other symbols here called Azov symbols, little scavengers seeking morsels. The fulfillment degree, Aries 26. I know this is a complicated system, so just bear with me, just listen to the messages. Aries 26, a man sitting at the bottom of a crater with an omega symbol, clearing inner darkness. We then become able to be focused and receptive. The Chandra symbol is the man in the moon smiling. Completely accepting the dualistic nature of our existence brings peace and fulfillment to our emotional self. So that's a really beautiful thing too. There's another one called a Kamiski symbol, a human head in a mass of clouds, which are rose-tinted by the rising sun. This denotes one of sensitive and poetic imagination who is capable of sublime flights of fancy. He is somewhat easily swayed by others, although himself capable of showing the way. He is a dreamer of dreams and a man of action, and many will have cause to honor his name. It is a symbol of doing. Okay. All right. So now, okay. For some reason, I know, sorry, I do apologize for not seeing everything here on, let's see, not seeing everybody's, I know somebody, here's the Q&A. Can I see that Q&A? Answer live. Okay, yay. I heard somebody said yay. Okay, that's good. Thank you. Okay, so what I want to do now is I want to get down to pulling some cards for you. Now, if you watch, there was way more I prepared and way more I wanted to say, actually, as is always the case. I'm trying to think about something else that I wanted to talk about. Saturn, Kronos. I mean, different people have different theories about what's going to happen here. You know, everybody wants to believe things are going to get better and more positive. And I think that Jupiter Saturn is just the beginning. I don't believe that the real heavy duty change happens until Pluto enters Aquarius. I'm a modern astrologer. I always have to use Pluto. And really, I don't think things are really going to change until Neptune enters Aries. And that's around 2025, 2026. So that's my take on it. But also, I would really tune into the energetics of this. I want to thank my friend Cal for sending me that beautiful video. You can play it again. I think this will be recorded. Play it again. I felt it was really, really powerful to tune into those vibrations. So, all right. So the way I do this, if you haven't been here before, I've got my 22 major arcana here. Plus, I put in a couple of extra cards. Very special card that represents, I'll show it to you here, the special card that represents what I like to call the calling card from your guardian angel, holy guardian angel. I mean, every man and woman is a star. That is the symbol of Aquarius. It is bringing down higher consciousness, connecting to your higher guardian angel, your holy guardian angel, down to earth. So in the card here of Aquarius, you can take the position of the star. She's a woman in this card, you know, holding up the cosmic consciousness. So take your energy out to the stars in a meditation, get yourself grounded, send your energy out to a star, and take yourself out to that star. And when you're out in that star, you feel very connected to the cosmos. You can listen to all those galactic singing messages of the stars and the galaxies, the harmonies of the stars. And you ask, what is your purpose here? What is your higher purpose here? Where do I need to take my consciousness? It's like a radio station. You want to tune into that and listen to that message, and then bring that energy down, just like the symbol of the card. Cosmic energy comes down through your right hand, right through your heart chakra, and then you pour that down on the earth. So we are all the water bearers, okay, the bringers of the new. And it's about cleansing our minds, really, mind cleanse. Instead of brainwashing, we're going to mind wash our brains in a new way, okay? Okay, and I've got this extra special card here that I put in, which is called the wishing card. So I'm going to take my crystal, I'm going to focus in on each sign, okay, and I will go from Aries to Pisces, okay. All right, so Aries, let's see what we got here. I'm going to shuffle the cards. I'm going to take off my glasses. Okay. So what does Aries need to guide itself at the inception of this Jupiter-Saturn conjunction here for the next 20 years? Okay. So Aries, you get the card number 3. This is the symbol of the Great Mother, the Empress. This is Venus. Now, as I said before, Venus, as long as Uranus is in Taurus, which will be until 2024, 23, 24, Venus rules Taurus, so she has the final say here. So Aries, you need to bring in your feminine side, the divine feminine, and balance it with your masculine. You know, as Venus, she rules Libra, which is your opposite. So this has to do with your shadow side as well. So the Empress is creative. She's Mother Nature. So Aries, you need to bring your attention into caring for the earth, which is really the whole message that the indigenous people, you know, this magic box prophecy, which feels like a test, in a way, a Saturn test. If we raise our vibration high enough, will we manage to keep humanity going here? It is very much like the Hopi prophecies and the fact of, you know, the world splitting into two, which I heard about many, many years ago. I think this prophecy is an ancient indigenous prophecy from many different tribes, that the people who believe in the positive and humanitarianness and brotherhood and caring for each other and being non-selfish, and everybody has the same rights and no top-down hierarchy, we're all going to live in a beautiful kind of golden age, you know, of Aquarius. We're going to create it. We're going to take back our power. We're going to share the power. We're going to benefit the earth and the animals, and those people who live in fear and we're still stuck in the material plane, we'll kind of go into the dense, dark, very Saturn-like actually world. So the symbol of working with Mother Nature, our bodies, our senses, with love, that's what Venus is all about. So Aries, your warrior nature or your warrior's nature has to be for love. When my son was 3 years old, we didn't let him play with guns. And finally one day he said, Mom, he showed me his finger there in the shape of a gun. And he said, Mom, this is a gun and it shoots love. So for Aries, you have to get your love gun out and really shoot it in very positive ways. So you get number 3 here, Aries, the Empress. Okay. So if you have your sun in Aries, your moon in Aries, your rising in Aries, you can use the Empress to guide you as well. Okay. Now we're going to move on to Taurus. Okay, so Taurus, because Uranus is in your sign, kicking your butt with the cosmic, I like to call it the cosmic cattle prod. Okay, you are the governor, you are the holder of the earth, of changes in the earth. There will be earth changes, of course. So what do you need, Uranus, to help you to embrace change, radical change, freedom, liberation, revolution? All of those are Aquarian kind of ideals. Okay. So Taurus, you get the Wheel of Fortune here. So the Wheel of Fortune, this is the planet Jupiter. So as Jupiter is in Aquarius, and it is a fixed sign, and Taurus is a fixed sign, it will be squaring you. So Jupiter is going to really kick your butt to move faster, to get things rolling, to take more risks, to take more chances. This is a very beneficial sign. The Wheel of Fortune represents the wheel of time and karma. So Taurus, time is on your side. You could look at it that way. I know you don't really like change. And, whether you like it or not, change is the name of the game. So the Wheel of Fortune is going to bring you, opportunity and optimism and good humor and embracing change and ready to move on, and also helping other people. So this is also where you speak your truth. So I want to mention also Taurus rules the throat chakra, the number 5. In the tarot, the number 5 is called the Hierophant, and 2021 will be a number 5 year. So the number 5 is also the symbol of the upturned pentagram, which is the symbol that Venus makes in her 8-year cycle. And Yulia is really quite an expert on those Venus cycles. She's done many workshops on it. So the number 5 being very pivotal here, the Wheel of Fortune, Taurus, speaking your truth, standing in your truth, embodying your truth, really listening to your gut instincts. The more you do that, the more power you have, the more you move forward and everybody else moves forward. So the number 5 for everyone, 2021, we're moving out of a number 4 year, which in the tarot has been the Emperor, the King. It's about power, into the number 5 year, which is much more feminine. Taurus, a feminine sign. The first sign is about embodiment. It's about what our bodies need. So the Wheel of Fortune, trust, take some risks. You know what I mean? Be ready to jump in. Okay. All right. So Taurus, you get the Wheel of Fortune. Let's see, Q&A. Let's see, done. Do I get to see anybody else here? Somebody else raise their hand here? Okay, I can't see that right now. Okay. Let's see. Okay. All right. So Gemini. Now the North Node is in Gemini, and all air signs are going to get benefited while Jupiter and Saturn is in Aquarius. Okay, Libra is too, because then you're in that grand trine energy. And of course, all the fixed signs get squared. Okay, 2 participants raise their hand. Okay, invite them. Do I have to invite you? I'm not sure, just a minute. Sorry, I'm having so much trouble with this. Okay. I have 2 degrees Aquarius Sun feeling this build, also Chiron, Venus, retro, and the moon at 28 Sag, rising 21 Saturn conjunct Mars. What should I expect? I'm in daily pain since last Saturn returned from 2 major surgeries. Will this transit take the pain? Try to love your work. Will Uranus help me? I have Leo and Uranus exact square now. Okay, so hi, anonymous attendee. Yes, Jupiter and Saturn should definitely help you. I mean, if you've just gone through your Saturn return, of course, you know that Saturn rules Capricorn, which rules the knees. So that should start to help, actually. I would work also with homeopathy for you and natural remedies to help you to boost that. Also, traditionally in Indian astrology, Saturn is low iron and calcium. So you need to get some calcium, probably some magnesium as well. Your moon is at 28 Sag, so you are connected to the galactic center. And the last well, actually always at every solstice, the sun is very close to the galactic center. So in a way, you're still in that shining golden energy. Saturn conjunct Mars is also a difficult energy, but as the planets move on, I think everybody's going to feel that it's lighter. Thank you. All right, so I want to move on to Gemini now. All right, so Gemini, let's see what you've got. Gemini, air signs, North Node, being the leaders, thought leaders right now. Okay, Gemini, so you get the card here, number 14. This is the card of temperance. This is the card of Sagittarius, which is where the South Node is right now, Sagittarius. So again, this has to do with integrating your opposite side. This card is a beautiful card. Temperance, traditionally, it is the symbol of alchemy, turning lead into gold and integrating the opposite. So Gemini, you know, you tend to be that dual-natured, off on, I want it, I don't want it. But really, you know, this is where you integrate, that you're both. You don't have to be split. Nothing has to be split in two. Nothing has to be in two opposing courts. Okay, so sign of Sagittarius, this is about teaching or publishing or going back to school or learning some new things or working with international companies, relationships, all kinds of things like that. It is the card of alchemy, which is about turning lead, which is Saturn's metal, into gold, which is the sun. So really, you know, to have the sun, you know, moving into Capricorn today on the solstice, and then Jupiter, Saturn coming together, it's really beautiful, beautiful symbols here. So how can you integrate those two opposite sides, Gemini? Now that is the big question. I would definitely get you to journal or to write out and talk, have an inner dialogue, and really give free rein to those two sides of yourself and really get them to agree they are in a relationship. How can they love each other? This is also what's called the sacred marriage card. So Geminis, you may be tying the knot or going into a much more committed, that Saturn relationship this year, or really taking yourself much more seriously, you know. Time to grow up there, Geminis. Okay, you get number 14. Okay, so Cancer. All right, so Cancer, let's see what you've got here. Oops, okay, cards are jumping. Okay, Cancer. All right, you get the star. Now this is the card of Aquarius, you can see that. So Cancers, my intuition is saying you need to hold down the fort, you know, to bring that higher consciousness into your home, into your belly, into literally bringing down the cosmic food, the soma. I would say there was a beautiful book written years ago by Doris Lessing, a British author, called the Canopus and Argo series, and it was written as a science fiction novel, and she talked about these beings from Canopus, which is part of Sirius, seeding the humans on Earth, very much like the Pleiadian seeding humanity. And they created humans with what's called the substance of we feeling. And she used an acronym. This book was written in the late 80s, actually. So SOWF, that's what kept humans all together. And then they were interfered with. Okay, so that's SOWF, SOF, I like to call it. This is what Cancers need to make, to bake, to cook, to eat, you know, all of that stuff. And so I would say, you know, Cancers, really take yourself to this higher level consciousness. How can I serve others and nurture others with detachment? That's Aquarius. I know that, you know, Aquarius has that reputation for being detached and cold and scientific and all that. And bring the warmth, bring the mothering, bring the feeling into it. We really need to remember that. That's a little bit what worries me about going into all this air signs. It's going to be a little bit too detached. Okay, so we want to bring the mothering, the feeling, the nurturing into it. So this can bring radical change into your house, into your self-identity, through your children. Big moves. Cancer rules your home. Lots of moves. Redecorating, you know, getting a makeover, you know, that's what Aquarius energy is all about. So Cancer, you get the star. You get to be the stars of the show. Okay, and also wished on stars there. Okay, so now we get to Leo. Now we got to remember that Aquarius shadow side is Leo. And so Aquarius can have the shadow side also being dictatorial and fixed, you know, all the fixed kind of forms things. Okay, so Aquarius, you get the card of, Leo, you get the card of death here. Now, you're not going to die, literally, okay, but it is the death of your ego. It is the death of the, you know, the royalty. It is the death of people who are in power, people who want to control everything. People are, you know, it's only all about me, okay? So the death of the ego, Leo, brings your great philanthropic and big-hearted and childlike energies into play here. So really, I would say it is about, again, integrating your shadow side, which is Aquarius. Okay, so again, make major changes, pull out the weeds, declutter, change your self-identity, really get into the deep questions. Who am I really? So Leo, your roles are going to change, your nature is going to change, your mind is going to change, your heart is going to change. Again, we need people who are big, powerful leaders who are willing to see that the only way we're all going to survive, because we're all in this together on this little planet Earth, is by working together. So it's enlightened leadership, Leos, okay? Big-hearted leadership, how much do you need? At some point, greed is like boring and, you're going to be taken down anyway. It can't last, okay? It's not sustainable for everybody to own everything, okay? So this is where, Aquarius, the people need to wake up and take back their power, okay? So Leo's major change, transformation, of course, it has to do with finance as well. You may need to change all of your assets. You may want to give things away. There have been billionaires who've done that, given away, like, how much money do you actually need? And to spread the wealth gives you more joy and more power. And really, you can't take anything with you. That's what the Aboriginals and the Indigenous people always knew. We're only stewards of this land. We don't own it. Ultimately, nobody owns anything. So this is where you have to kind of, okay, change that idea, Leo. Okay. All right, so Virgo. I'm watching the clock now. I think I have about 15 minutes left. Okay, Virgo. All right, so Virgo, you get the wishing card. Okay, so Virgo, this is the 9 of Cups, the wishing card. My intuition said put in this minor card. It's a beautiful card. So Virgos, you like to be of service to people, and so you can only be of service as much as you fill up your own cup. So you have 9 wishes, Virgo, okay? I am your fairy godmother, so if you have Virgo moon, Virgo ascendant, or Virgo anywhere in your chart, use that planet, that point, that position to ask for your 9 wishes. Now, I know, of course, you're going to be frugal about that. And so think about how you can benefit others, how you can open up to the flow. This is Pisces energy. This is your opposite. And as Jupiter enters Pisces, that will also, benefit Virgos, by opposition and in relationships. So think about your 9 wishes, because of course, the universe can only bring you what you're clear about, okay, not what you're unconscious about. So maybe you have to clean out your unconscious here before you can get your 9 wishes. Okay. All right. So Libra. All right. So Libra. Okay. This is also initiation for you as the sun is at 0 Cancer. Libra. You get the card number 18 here. This is the moon. Now, this is like Pisces energy. So this might be where you do have to face a lot of your fears. I think for a lot of Libras, especially everybody being in lockdown, for those of you who are alone, this is your greatest fear, is to face being alone. So Libras, this is an initiation card as well. This is dealing with the shadows, the dark side of the moon, your imagination, nightmares, any nightmares that you've been having. You have to have faith. Okay, and this is like Pisces energy here in Libra. So again, you're going to benefit, of course, from Jupiter trining your sign, from Saturn also trining your sign for the next 2.5 years, Jupiter for the next year. So Libra, you're never alone. In fact, when you connect with your higher self, with your holy guardian angel, you're never alone. And so in a sense, you have to trust that you are still connected to the source at all times. Okay. So face your fears, be brave. Okay. All right. Now, it looks like I'm going to go a little bit over time here. Okay. So Scorpio, you get the devil. Okay, so again, better the devil you know than the devil you don't know. Again, facing fears. This is Capricorn, Scorpio. You're a fixed sign here as well. So you may have some challenges this year from having to get rid of some of your demons, which are also angels in disguise, but you have to face that and also be willing to let go of needing to be in control. Okay, Scorpio. Okay, Sagittarius. Sorry, I'm rushing here, but my time is kind of running out. I don't want to make Linda wait here. Okay. Sagittarius, you get the card of the sun here. So this is the number 19, the highest card in the deck. So it's time to celebrate for you. It's joy, it's positive energy, it's you being connected to the source. You are the source. As a teacher, as a mystic, when you listen to your own inner light, you shine. Okay, that's Sagittarius. Okay. Okay, Capricorn. Now, I'm sure all of you Capricorns are breathing a big sigh of relief here because Jupiter and Saturn have finally, it's been a very intense, long 2.5 years here. You get the Hermit. So maybe you need to take time out to really take care of your body, to listen to your inner wisdom, to reconsolidate yourself, Capricorn, to regurgitate everything that you've learned over the last 2.5 years. So this is the sign of endings. The number 9 is a sign of completion. Again, Virgo relates to health, to work, rethinking what it is you really want to do now, okay? Because Saturn still in Aquarius will still rule you, so you just get a different facet of your Saturn nature, and Jupiter will expand it. So look for the light within and it will shine the light without. Okay, Capricorn. Okay, Aquarius. Aquarius, you are the stars of the show, and you get the number 20 here, which is called the Aeon. Now, they call this age the Aeon. That's another name for it. And this deck was channeled in the early 1900s, actually, in Cairo. So Aquarius, yes, you are the bringers of the new age here. You get to be the innocent child, to remember what it was like to be in the golden age. You just have to remember we were already there and bring it back, bring back our innocence, bring back our trust, usher in the new age. Okay, and lastly, Pisces here. All right, so Pisces, you get the universe. So again, this is Saturn's card here. So Pisces, you need to pay attention to Saturn and to Jupiter here. You're completing a major cycle in your life. This is where you have to take responsibility for your addictions, for your denials, for anything that you've been not wanting to face, to deal with it now, to take responsibility and to clear it, because this is the end of going through those old patterns, Pisces. Okay, you're going to step out into the world in a new way. Okay, so Cosmic Intelligence Agency fans, anyone else who's joined in here, this is Agent 129 here, Tara Green. I want to thank you. I'm going to be presenting some workshops in the new year. You can find that on my website at Tarot Tarot. Please check out Cosmic Intelligence Agency. They have raffles and they're doing some wonderful things, and I want to hand it over to you. Thank you so much. Blessings. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Tara. Wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hope you're going to have a good solstice, whatever you're going to do. I love that sound healing. Thanks for organizing that. That's so nice. I'm just trying to get Linda's video on. Hang on. Linda. Here we go. Ask to unmute. We need to unmute you. So hello again, everyone. Good to see that some of you are here and some of you are not. Some of you have been. Linda, I cannot. Yes, new webcam. Okay. I have a black screen. Here we come. We've got your name here, but a black screen and can't hear you. Dear. Can you type what's going on, perhaps? I don't know. I can't hear or see her. All right, I'm just going to show you something while we try and maybe see if Linda can work something out there. I trust that you can hear me. So let me just share my screen for a sec, because I wonder, hang on, I'm sharing everything, aren't I? No, where is it? I wonder if any of you have been watching this. I'm going to, open it up. That's not this one. The live stream of Jupiter and Saturn. Yeah, it's a live stream. I think it's from Lowell Observatory. So, I've kind of been watching it in and out of seeing what's going on here. So this is the live, Jupiter and Saturn passing each other for all of us that can't see this in real life, if it's dark or whatever where you are. So how cool is that? So yeah, check it out. And this is the zoomed up version, of course. And It looks as though, yes, Saturn's got a little bit longer. Now, let me see. I was seeing them in the telescope. You always see them reversed. So Saturn was, let me see. Oh, because this is the northern hemisphere, so it's reversed again from what I saw. And I don't know if they're just past the conjunction, because what is happening is that what we see, what we're seeing today, if it was like showing there, it's supposed to be closer on Christmas Day. So although to me it already looks like they're passing over. So anyway, keep an eye on that. We're all seeing it for the first time in such closeness. So yeah. Okay, Linda, how about you go out and come back in, because I really don't know why we can't see you. It's obviously your computer and can't hear. I'm going to try and make co-host. Will that make a difference? Let's see if that helps. Oh, now your sound's gone. Sorry about this, guys. What can you do? I hope you've enjoyed what's been going on, though. There's been so many great and varied topics to talk about. Of course, some crossing over, but that's kind of inevitable because of, you know, we're celebrating the same day, so, and the same event. Linda. Okay, I just got to read her. Goodness me. What can you do? Zoom's not responding and dreaded wheel turning. Okay, Linda, you can hear me. Turn your computer off and just come back in, because the wheel turning on a computer is like, you know, there's too much on, there's too much going on. The dread, what do they call it? The dreaded spinning wheel of something, of doom. So I would reboot your computer and we'll wait for you to come on, and I can entertain everyone for a little bit. Okay, how about you do that? That's always the safest. No, but if you've got the wheel on, you can't do much. That's all. Like the spinning wheel, sometimes that can go on forever, as you know, on a Mac. Yeah. Oh, it's stopped now. Okay, well, let's hope so. But the only thing I can suggest, again, is just rebooting your computer. That's always a thing to do. Zoom recording. Share screen. And let me just find this again. So this is going to be for half an hour, everyone. So yeah, take it in. Gashida is an Indigenous Canadian American elder and teacher and guide. So she's quite amazing if you haven't seen her work before. So I'm going to play this, and please enjoy.
So hello and welcome to our winter solstice retreat. We wish you a very happy winter solstice as we are celebrating such a significant and planetary great change that we are all going through. And so I am offering this meditation to support you and to remind you again of this amazing time that we are currently going through. I am currently at the Avalon Retreat Center, and this is the one of the labyrinths that we're going to be working with. We're celebrating in this solstice really the Earth's sacred alchemy, and as we've been saying for over a year now, that we are living in the time of the prophecy. And what this really means for us is that our grandmothers and our grandfathers and our elders who have come before, in particular, my elder and my teacher, grandmother Twyla of the Seneca Wolf clan, you know, taught us that you know, we are leaving the time of the fourth world, which is the world of separation, where we have power over or power control, things that separate us out. So anything that separates us out from love is really the fourth world. And as we look around our world, particularly in this last year of 2020, you know, we have had a lot of social and political unrest, and as well as other, you know, amazing social issues like the pandemic and other things that we're having to address, climate change, all of these isms. And so, you know, all of this, you know, seemingly upheaval is also potentially a very positive thing, because it indicates that we as two-legged on a planet are evolving and are changing. And in the time of the prophecy and in this gate, we can do that gracefully, or we can do that sort of ungracefully. And so this year, we said 2020 was an important crossroads for humanity. And I think I said that at the beginning of, like, literally a year ago, where we indicated to you that you could expect significant awakenings, both globally and individually. And at this, a year ago, I participated in the Eye of Time project, where we went to the South Pacific Islands and went into the past and the future, and connected to some very significant, you know, places, particularly that are under the water, in anticipation of the Saturn conjuncts Jupiter in Aquarius, ending this sort of 200-year you know, cycle of Earth and moving into 200 years now of air. And since the union of Jupiter and Saturn will set astrological themes for the next 20 years in motion, Saturn in Aquarius will be an aid in analyzing, you know, sort of that fourth dimensional belief systems, and, you know, supporting you in moving into new thoughts, new understandings, and new perspectives. And so again, this is a very significant time. And again, we call it the fifth dimension. And so this little video is a meditation to support you with that, as well as to give you some ritual tips on how you can be celebrating this significant time in your own world. So a couple of things I want to share with you before we go into the meditation is candles are an amazing thing to have at this time of year, and also any kind of fire ceremony or ritual for those of you who have backyards or access to fireplaces. But again, if you're in an apartment, candles and an altar, and, you know, can be a beautiful thing. So it can be something as simple as a little cloth, a colored cloth, whatever feels right for you. Some sage, some sweetgrass, some incense, some essential oils, some sort of component that supports you in smudging or cleansing the area where you feel your altar for winter solstice will be. And then again, it's about, you know, maybe getting up during this time from the 14th to the 29th, you know, maybe on the 21st, getting up early and, you know, participating in the sun rising, participating in making that connection to the Sun King, and really honoring the darkest time of the year, finding time for your meditations, finding time to be in the quiet or in the dream, even though it's a busy time of year for all of us. Because again, this is the time where we are dreaming the dream awake, that we are entering into the dream with the Earth Mother. And as we dream with her in this little short gate that we have before we punch through on that winter solstice on the 29th full moon, and then really things kick in on the new moon in January. But this is the time where we're dreaming our next steps, and we're in rhythm always with the Earth Mother, for she is our one true mother. And every incarnation that you have had, you have lived with her. And so connecting to her and dreaming with her is like sort of taking out this cosmic library card. And she's really going to support you if you give her that time and that energy to really align your soul to the significant gate at this time. So again, we work also very much with Ascended Master Saint Germain. We have some beautiful meditations that we work with him. But again, this is also very much about the 13 canoes. in recognizing the celestial alignment and the fact that we, again, are in the winter solstice alignment. But we're also in the time of the purple canoe, which is also very much in the 13 canoe tradition, very much about gratitude and very, very much about through gratitude and humbleness, then, we will be given the teachings and the wisdom that we need for our journey as we go forward. And so again, here we have the purple canoe, and again, it's very much about gratitude and appreciation and offering and humbleness. And so again, I just gently remind you about that in your meditations, and to use Ascended Master Saint Germain in the violet fire, particularly if you feel that you're getting a little caught in the birth canal, because again, in our tradition, we are not our feelings. And so if there's, some hard feelings or things coming up, then just be aware that you're not your feelings, and that we are scraping the barrel of the soul's karma so that we can get ready again for this amazing time in alchemical time that we are entering in. So another great thing that we like to do is also to take candles and then take a small pen and then write one word. So if you're concerned for abundance, you could write the word abundance, or unconditional love, or wisdom, or it's sort of like one word prayer intense that you can write on the candles, and then again light them and see how they burn and support you in your journey. Other great things to do is to have your winter solstice baths or showers, where again candles are always a big part of this time of year. Some essential oils, some Epsom salts, some apple cider vinegar, in particular half a cup with some Epsom salt, and some essences can be helpful because again there's a lot of processing, and so again these kinds of ceremonial baths support you, or even showers. And again, working with the violet fire, we always are chanting, I am the being of the violet fire, I am the purity goddess desires. And we chant this over and over and over and over again. And again, it really continues to support us and moving into the higher vibrations and just cleansing our emotions, our minds, and continuing coming back to center, coming back to that sacred circle and that sacred wisdom within ourselves. And so these are a few hints or thoughts that we have. Other offerings can be when you go outside and you connect to the earth, to offer tobacco or sage or corn or some sort of organic offering, even a piece of, a little strand of your own hair. But again, this is our energetic handshake that we are making to the natural world. And again, we always say, I am open, I am willing, I am worthy of receiving, I trust, I surrender, I allow, and I let go. So be it. And again, we just do a little prayer like that, and then we sort of take what I would call a meditational walk, right? To connect to the earth and connect to our bodies. And so to be aware of these kinds of little things, that rituals that you can be doing and incorporating over the course of our time in this next, significant gate that we are in. And again, acknowledging always our breath, acknowledging that, we're breathing in colors. So sometimes if you're having a challenging time, maybe asking yourself, what color do I need to support myself? And always remembering, that you are the tree, right? And so as you're breathing in those colors to the top of your head, you're always imagining it coming into every cell and every part of you. And you're always grounding yourself to the heart of the Earth Mother. And so from my heart to yours, I wish you a very, very happy winter solstice gate and portal. And may the love and light of creation bless you and yours. And may you open your heart to this fantastic alchemical wisdom time that we're living in. And may you truly choose to become part of the solution and part of the prophecy as you open to your soul's gifts of birth, and you recognize your own journey and your own connection to the collective consciousness. Oh, it is sacred and it is so. So as we close our eyes together now, as we give thanks for this opportunity to learn and grow together, as we honor the winter solstice gate, as we imagine above our heads now a gold and liquid light speckled with the many colors of the rainbow. As we draw that in through the crown chakra, opening the crown chakra wider than it's ever been opened before. With deep water breaths, as we imagine that gold and liquid light speckled with the many colors of the rainbow as it comes into your head, your neck, your shoulders, your arms, your hands and fingertips, the upper and lower back, the chest, the stomach, the abdomen, into the thighs, the knees, the limbs, the feet, out through the bottoms of your feet and into the center of the earth. And as we continue to breathe in deeply, physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, as you imagine at this time the beautiful golden liquid light speckled with the many colors of the rainbow, as it has come down through your physical form, and you have grounded it now to the heart of the Earth Mother, like the roots of the tree. And as you see your feet like the roots of the tree as they go deep into the heart of the Earth Mother, as we give thanks now for all things that have been given, known and unknown. And as we give thanks at this time, physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, right here, right now, as you draw the energy back up from the roots of the tree, back out to the top of your head and back to the source from which all things come. And now we breathe the purple with the gold, as we open the crown chakra wider than it's ever been opened before. And we breathe that gold and purple light into our heads, our necks, our shoulders, the arms, the hands, and fingertips, the upper and lower back, the chest, the stomach, the abdomen, through the buttocks and pelvic area, into the thighs, the knees, the limbs, the feet, out through the bottoms of our feet, and into the center of the earth, as we ground ourselves once more to the heart of the Earth Mother, right here, right now, so be it. And as we breathe now from the center of the earth, the living, breathing library that is the Earth Mother, as you breathe the gold with the purple, as you draw it up through the roots of your tree, as you bring it into the abdomen, the center of the emotional body, as you see it as a purple and gold light, as you expand it out from your center, as it ignites the golden sun within your heart, and the two lights merge as they become one light, one truth, one song, one harmony, one purpose, as you are surrounded by the gold and purple of your own energy field. And as we invoke the presence of the universal Mother, Father, God, and ask to bring forward that which serves your highest and greatest good on the deepest of all levels. And as I give thanks to be of service, as I ask to be a clear and open conduit for the universal Mother, Father, God, right here, right now, so be it. And as we breathe in deeply now, as we keep breathing in that gold and purple through the crown chakra and through our whole being, grounding ourselves again through the roots of the tree, as we sing our names together now 3 times. Kashida Kioak Silver Feather. Kashida Kioak Silver Feather. Kashida Kioak Silver Feather. And with me now, I am open. I am open. I am willing. I am willing. I am worthy of receiving. I am worthy of receiving. I trust. I trust again. I trust. once more. I trust. I let go. I let go. I surrender. I surrender on all levels. On all levels. And in your mind's eye now, I want you to imagine a beautiful door, golden door. As we open that door, as we come once more into the beautiful garden with the golden sun, the emerald green, and the blue sky. And as you come into this beautiful garden, you come to a beautiful violet fire as we see all of the sentient beings of the one light, the one truth, the one song, the one harmony, and the one purpose with us. And as we acknowledge this amazing violet fire, we honor the garden of remembrance, and we acknowledge that we are here with our brethren, whether or not we know it or not. And we acknowledge this moment as we are welcome to the sacred circle of the winter solstice, Saturn, Jupiter conjunctions with 0 degrees of Aquarius, as we open our hearts and our minds to our next steps as a soul. And in your mind's eye now, I want you to imagine you stepping into this violet fire in this moment in time. As you step into the violet fire, and we sing, in her name, in her name, in her name, in her name. And as you come into the violet fire, as we acknowledge Ascended Master Saint Germain and Archangel Zekiel and all who serve the 7th ray, we of the 7th ray, and as we acknowledge that, we ask at this time to transmute all that no longer serves you and align you to the highest possible vibration in accordance to your divine plans and purposes. And as we do that now, as we imagine the white with the purple, as we just gently chant now, I am the being of the violet fire. I am the purity goddess desires. I am the being of the violet fire. I am the purity goddess desires. I am the being of the violet fire. I am the purity goddess desires. I am the being of the violet fire. I am the purity goddess desires. I am the being of the violet fire. I am the purity goddess desires. One more time. I am the being of the violet fire. I am the purity goddess desire. And as you imagine now stepping out of the violet fire, as you are bowed to all those who are there, and we celebrate this amazing time. And as you come out of the violet fire now, you just find a comfortable place within the sacred circle in the garden. And you imagine now the whiter than white light as it comes into every cell and every molecule. And again, say to yourself, I am open, I am willing, and I am worthy of receiving. I trust, I surrender, I allow, I am open, I am willing, I am worthy of receiving. And as we continue to breathe in that whiter than white light, speckled with the many colors of the rainbow, you can chant, if you will, in her name, 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 in her name. breaths now as you put your hand on your heart and just check in on one word. How do you feel? It's the first word you hear. And breathe now the white with the pink, representing unconditional love and acceptance as you breathe that in, as well as whatever word you heard, not analyzing it, just trusting. As we breathe the white with the pink, as we imprint now that unconditional love and acceptance, and that word that you got, as we breathe in the safety, as we breathe in the trust, and we breathe in the strength, as we imprint this now with the white and the pink, with deep inhalations, as you imprint that on your head, your neck, your shoulders, your arms, your hands and fingertips, the upper and lower back, the chest, the stomach, the abdomen, into the thighs, the knees, the limbs, the feet, out through the bottoms of the feet, as you ground yourself like the roots of the tree once more to the Earth Mother. As we give thanks, as we look around the garden, as we see all of the sentient beings of the one light, the one truth, the one song, the one harmony, and the one purpose. As we give thanks for the sacred circle that our heart knows that we are a part of. And as we bow to all of them, we walk right now towards the garden path to the golden door. As we get to the golden door, knowing that we are returning, we look down and we see that the Winter Mother and the Great Sun King have left us a solstice gift. And as you see the solstice gift, it is like a beautiful golden platter, and it represents the teachings of the Sun King. It's like a golden statue or platter, archetype, a disc of the sun itself, if you will. And as you take that disc of the sun and you bring that into your heart, as you bring the teachings and the blessings of the sacred masculine into your body, physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, as we just chant love, 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 love in your mind, as you imprint this unconditional love and teaching of the Sun King through the solar disc, through the connection to the great sun, the great central sun. And as you honor this now, as you imprint the sun disk on your heart, your chest, as you see many of them coming into your body, your throat, your head, your brain, your eyes, your shoulders, your arms, your hands and fingertips, the upper and lower back and spine, the stomach, the abdomen, the arms, the hands, as there's no part of you that's untouched by this, as you imprint this wisdom and teaching through the buttocks and pelvic area, the thighs, the knees, the limbs, the feet, grounding yourself once more to the heart of the Earth Mother. Right here, right now. So be it. Say the word, so be it. And as we do so, we know that these blessings and these teachings, as we've imprinted them, are ours forever and can never be taken from us, and will reveal themselves in accordance to our own divine plans and purposes. So we give thanks now as we open that door, golden door, as we look back at the Garden of Remembrance. We know that we can return at any time, particularly during this magical solstice gate. And as we come through the golden door, bringing ourselves physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally back in this room that we started in, shutting the garden door behind us, knowing that as we come back physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, that we are alchemically changed, supported, and empowered. And we breathe now the gold with the purple, big breaths, as we breathe in ongoing divine protection, divine guidance, and divine intervention, as well as ongoing gentle integration as you breathe the gold and the purple. Really taking your time to imprint this into your head, your neck, your shoulders, your arms, your hands and fingertips, the upper and lower back, the chest, the stomach, the abdomen, through the buttocks and pelvic area, into the thighs, the knees, the limbs, the feet, out through the bottoms of our feet as we ground ourselves once more to the heart of the Earth Mother, from which all wisdom, known and unknown, exists for us. As you make that connection to the living, breathing library called the Earth Mother. As you continue now to breathe the whiter than white light with the purple, as we once more give thanks with humble gratitude to participate consciously in this winter solstice gate, as we honor all sentient beings of the one light, the one truth, the one song, the one harmony, and the one purpose. As we ask for ongoing integration and again, ongoing divine protection, divine guidance, and divine intervention, as you draw that effortlessly once more with the white and the purple into your heads, your necks, your shoulders, your arms, your hands and fingertips, the upper and lower back, the chest, the stomach, the abdomen, through the buttocks and pelvic area, into your thighs, your knees, your limbs, your feet, out through the bottoms of your feet and into the center of the earth as you ground yourself once more to the heart of the Earth Mother. As we give thanks now for all things that have been given, known and unknown, as you breathe either the purple and white or whatever color is right for you, as we draw that in one last time, through the top of our head, through the bottoms of our feet, as we have deep, humble gratitude for those who have come before, for all that we have learned, and for all that is to come. In accordance to all divine plans, may we close this special time together now with 3 ohms. And moving your hands and feet and your head from side to side as you rub your hands together, as you place them over your eyes. Give yourself a big hug. Maybe snap your fingers a little bit if you feel that you're still in the waking, living dream. Again, from my heart to yours, I wish you a fantastic winter solstice gate. Please feel free to email me or let me know how you're doing. Stay connected. We'll be still having our full moon GA on the 29th as the gate started for us on the 14th. We hit 0 degrees Aquarius on that 21st. And we're still learning and growing right up until the illumination of the full moon on the 29th. So from my heart to yours, may the love and light of creation bless you and yours during this fantastic and amazing gate as we enter from the 4th dimension into the 5th. Right here, right now, so be it. So be it. And again, happy, happy solstice. Namaste and many, many blessings.
Okay, everyone. Thanks for hanging in there. That was beautiful, worth waiting for, and I'm so glad that we could show that to you, as Keshida couldn't make it. Linda, we still don't have sound or picture from you. Goodness gracious. What a shame. We'll have to, I think, reschedule something with Linda, maybe before the new year. The info will still be relevant because the Jupiter and Saturn conjunction, of course, it's, exact today, but as we've talked about, all throughout this last month or at our Brave New World Symposium and then the last few sessions here, that it lasts for, 20 years or even the 200-year air time frame. So they're well worth looking at, and I will get Linda back on at some point. So we can look at that. So stay tuned for that. It will be another live event, probably just on Facebook at this stage. But so with that, I would like to, if any of the agents want to chime in just now, unmute yourselves and come and say goodbye. I can see a few of you on there, but maybe you're kind of not there and there. So yeah, I'm just so sorry we can't get Linda on. It's a blackout with Dear Agent 360. You know, many of you do know Linda is like the expert on the Sabian symbols, has written the book that many of us have, and she knows all of them off by heart, and we love her work dearly. So, oh, Linda. Anyway, we'll get it working at another point. So for now, from the Cosmic Intelligence Agency, I want to thank, who am I hearing there?
Oh, it's me, Yuli. I want to say thank you very much to everybody and wishing them all a happy solstice. Thank you from me.
Yeah, thank you, Tara, for being involved. And thank you, Louise, who's still here, Cassandra, Demetrius, Alex, who was our host, Olga, who was on with me earlier. So look back at all the videos. There's quite a lot. There's, I think, nearly 12 hours worth, or 11 hours, I think. So plenty to go back on. And even to, let's say, watch this meditation with Geishida again, just wind back the live videos. The video that we did before that was 6 hours long is taking ages to render. So it's at 99%, which will take just as ages to put up on YouTube. So anyway, just I'd say rewatch them on Facebook for now, and we'll put them on as soon as we can. And I will keep in mind, I have the guest list, and I'm going to keep an eye on the shares and the people that are paying most attention to what's going on. And I will be in contact and announce the winners for our membership. And as you can see, our agents are amazing. They all have specialties in wonderful content. We have the program for next year, which is 2 new webinars a month. The first one's coming up with Bernard Duchatel from France, who is going to be talking about the more Eastern traditions of Rahu and Ketu. Then we have Alex Trenoweth, who is going to do a webinar on harmonics, followed by, I think, Tara on asteroid goddesses, or you've picked 2 in particular, I think. I think it's Juno, if I remember. Anyway, stay tuned for that information. Later in March, it will be Andrew Smith about the Ceres and Pluto square that will be happening at that time. And the rest of the program will be unraveled. So it's a great time to join. Do yourself a favor, learn some really good astrology with us. There's also the Brave New World Symposium, which has 19 amazing episodes there from people like Michael Luton, Bill Meridian, Isan, who you saw before. Who else do we have on there? Forgetting the names. Olga Morales, Rose Marcus, and there's lots of really great content. So check out the website for what you receive there, and support the CIA. That's the best thing you can do for us, so we can do more of this thing. And we, as you can see, we're very international. We're very, let's say, old and young, and all those variations in between from around the globe, around the world, and around the clock, we like to say. So, do support the CIA, and we look forward to the world of astrology of 2021 as we get stronger as a community, as astrology grows around the world. It's very exciting for all of us. So let's keep the standards high, everybody. And I thank you very much for being here with me over the last few hours. And happy solstice. Let the light in, and we will all survive well. So thank you all, and we'll see you next time. Happy solstice.